Well, we had completely different plans for what we were about to do, but then Buddy pulls up in his truck and starts stalking the river right in front of us and just dumps like 50 trout 50 rainbow trout right in front of us. Like seriously, parked right in front of our campsite and just starts carrying a giant net full of fish. And so we are gonna go try to catch those fish. I would love to get an early morning catch before we even leave the camp. Oh, yeah, I see him.
Oh no. Here we go.
Just throw him back in there. Good job, Elise. If you lower him down here, I can let him go. That's a GoPro.
Yeah, GoPro 08.
And also, if you buy the new GoPro, you can pay for a subscription where you can just pay $50 later and get the new one. Does anybody have pliers? Let's do a meal, girls. That's the second one she caught in front of us with our worms.
You girls want to eat it? Thank you.
Thank you. Love fishing, not huge on eating fish.
Yeah.
Oh, no way. Yeah. Wow, Elise, that is a beautiful rainbow.
Yeah.
What a good fish. Maybe I gotta put the spoon on. I mean, I want to catch a fish.
Yeah, you don't know when you're going for a while, so I don't know if Disneyland shut back down again or not.
It did, yeah. They decided not to open.
Cool. Nice. Yeah, they hit hard when they hit, and then they keep going. They don't just give up like some of the trout we've been catching at like Bishop. Oh, just got attacked again.
Yeah, fishing is fun even without the fish.
But when you actually get to see them, like that changes everything.
Yeah.
Wow, what a change of plans for the day. What a big change. We are about to leave. We are making lunch and breakfast to eat after we left our campsite to go fish a new river. But then right as we're walking out, as you saw, and I said already, that guy was stalking the trout. So we just followed where the trout were and went into the water. And you know, there's this video I took where all of the fish are right in front of me. I didn't zoom in at all. I just put the camera down in the water and was holding it there, and all of the fish were just swimming like right in front of it. They were not scared at all. They were not eating the fly, so Elise figured out that we got to use the spin reel. I started using the spin reel, and I caught 4 fish before 11 o'clock, and Elise caught 3 fish. We were up at like 7:30 and getting everything ready. We had to drive into town, probably fishing by like 9 o'clock. Geez, what a great little unplanned fishing venture right here in front of our campsite. We know that there's still tons there. We have to buy more Castmaster spoons because I was a master caster and threw it right off the line. I tried looking for it in the water for a while, but the water's clear, but not that clear. We're gonna buy some more. Gold was the color that was really working. A couple people around us were using silver and they weren't biting nearly as much. So if you come to this area and they just stuck the trout, I would say go for the gold. See if you can't catch some. We're gonna continue doing what we were doing before we started fishing now, pack everything up and go fishing. Wow, first of all, I mean, just look at that view. Oof. We are lucky. We are on our way to Sandbar Flats right now. There's a road from our campsite that connects to Sandbar Flats. So we were speaking to someone at our campsite that was fishing, And he was very kind enough to lend us some tippet when I couldn't find mine. He was telling us that he was just fishing at Sandbar Flats where he was catching really good sized native brown and rainbow trout, which is what the goal is when you're fly fishing, to really try to get those native trout. We were just fishing those stocked trout and it was like shooting fish in a barrel. They weren't going for the fly rod, but they were going for the spinning reel. We really want to get something a little bit more difficult, something where it's not just every other cast we're catching a fish. So we're gonna drive up here to see if we can't find any of those smarter fish that are native to this area that are gonna get slightly bigger. Because those stocked trout, they die out, they get sick, they can't reproduce, and so they can't get as big as these natives can. So we are going out there. We will catch you on the water, hopefully catching native trout.
Whoa.
Got some friends out here. Oh. What a rough ride that was. Oh, gotta get a good stretch in. Yeah. Yikes, the road is rocking like crazy. And you know, this is where you want to catch trout. In the middle of nowhere. Like, it was cool catching them at our campsite as well, just because we know that it's right there. But when you really get completely lost somewhere, like driving in the middle of these crazy mountain roads, surrounded by these trees, I mean, you just know that you're in trout country. This is Sandbar Flats campground. It's closed right now, but obviously not, because there's a bunch of people camping here. But if we had known this was here, we might have come here instead. It's good to know that it's here for next time. Oh, I don't know why I'd close this, but look at how dirty everything is. This is a brand new sticker. It's just rowdy, covered in dust. Time to set up the rods. I'm gonna use a big indicator. Gonna go try a new river. Very relaxed about it. Probably would be a little bit more nervous about it if we didn't already catch our daily dosing of fish. Our daily dosing of daily dosage of fish. Man, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. Some of the people at the campsite said that they weren't having luck catching fish. But again, they weren't using the fly rod, and we are. Yikes. Well, we can't really fish here, can we?
Different entrance?
Maybe over there? Nice. Oh. We are in. Bone. We wanted to fish this area. We showed up and it was an amazing drive down here. And we set up all of our rods. Now we've tried a good couple different spots, and it's just hard to get a cast out in the first place, let alone actually into a good spot to catch fish. Because the water, as you can see, I'm like a couple feet away from the shoreline and I'm already waist deep. If I was to take any more steps out, I would instantly go down to my chest. And there on the side of on the shoreline everywhere that we've gone, there's trees and brush everywhere. So the only type of casting we can really do is roll casting, and it's just hard to get the cast out there if we're this close to the edge of the water. Any of the spots that I would think would be really good trout spots are just really hard to reach right now. So we're just casting out there, not having too much hope right now. A lot of the ripples are very far away from the shore, and that's what I want to be aiming for. Also, it doesn't help that there's a lot of wind ruining every one of our casts as well. It's pretty difficult to roll cast with the wind in a normal situation, but when you're waist deep in water and have shoreline all behind you with a bunch of trees, it makes it a lot harder. We're doing our best. We're trying to keep a positive attitude, and hopefully we catch fish. So there's a site manager at the campsite that we are currently fishing by, and we asked him if there was any good spots for fly fishing, basically like any spots that are shallower, that have some ripples, a little bit faster moving water. And he told us to walk down this trail until we see a footbridge. And this is really important. When you see that footbridge, you're gonna take 10 steps back, look down at the water, and there it is, the promised land. He says they call it the driftwood area. And we're gonna be drifting with our flies, so I think that sounds pretty good to me. If the treasure map is correct, then after we see the footbridge, we have to take 10 steps backwards. Not 10 steps in the other direction, we have to do it backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then look! Oh God. We can't go that way. Maybe it's like 20 steps backwards. Maybe it's right here, you know, the perfectly good entryway. This is snake country. Cool. Still looks pretty deep. But that's what we want. We want some ripples. Dang, is it hot out here, walking around in these waders back and forth on this trail, hopping between those rocks. Really takes a lot of your energy. Unfortunately, we did not catch any fish on this branch of the Stanislaus River. It's time to start heading back to our campsite so we can start making dinner. Right now I'm walking back to find Elise, and then we're gonna head out here back to our campsite. Catch you later. Well, as you can see and probably hear, this is a very rough road. We're heading back home right now. We did not have too much luck out there on the river, but that's okay. It was insanely beautiful. Wow, the road is so rough. Oh. It was insanely beautiful. Just standing there on that big river was so different than what we're used to with the smaller creeks that we usually fish. That also meant that we weren't quite as prepared to fish it. Our flies weren't getting bit. Our nymphing flies were getting totally ignored. We hardly even saw any fish. Now we're heading home, or heading back to our campsite, where we are going to be making some chili dogs and relaxing by our fire. We've still got a couple hours left of daylight, so if we make it back without our car falling apart, we will probably try to do some fishing at the lake or the river in front of our campsite. Because why not just try to catch some more fish today? Wow. Oh my gosh. We will catch you back at our campsite. We're going to enjoy the rest of our car ride with these great views, some big trees, and fresh air. Catch you later. Whoa. Oh, it is the next morning. We just woke up. It's probably like 8 o'clock. Didn't actually get to making an outro for this video yesterday because after we got back from fishing, we got pretty dang lazy. We didn't even make a fire. Look, we got all our firewood just piled up right there. And we didn't go fishing anymore either because we didn't have any spoons for our spinning rod and we were exhausted. I mean, after walking around by the river all day and driving through those crazy trails all day, I mean, you just get a little mentally and physically exhausted. Got a really good night's sleep last night though, so we are ready to do more fishing today, which will be the next video. So stay tuned, keep watching for some crazy things, crazy catches, and some good days.